The biggest draft weekend of the fantasy baseball season is right around the corner. So stay locked on with Matt and I, and we will show you how to win your league. We'll discuss that and more on today's action-packed episode of Locked On Fantasy Baseball.
You are Locked On Fantasy Baseball, your daily fantasy baseball podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, fantasy baseball fanatics, and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Baseball podcast, brought to you by the Locked On Sports Network, your team every day. We are, as always, we're your number one source for fantasy baseball knowledge, and thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. I'm your host, Dominic Martino, here as always with my brother, my co-host, Matthew Ane.
Yo.
You can find us on all social media platforms and podcasting apps. Just search for Locked On Fantasy Baseball, and we'll be there. Please be sure to leave a 5-star rating on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you may listen. If you write a little review, that goes a long way as well. If you are watching on YouTube and you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do. Also hit the like and a comment because we love to talk fantasy baseball with you. Just real quick, guys, Matt and I are getting very, very close here on YouTube to the 1,000 subscriber mark. So please be sure to hit subscribe if you already haven't. And if you have, we ask you if you could share our podcast with a friend that also, likes fantasy baseball or just likes baseball in general. It goes a long way, and we appreciate that. But today we are continuing the tradition of Mock Draft Mondays. I know you all love it. This is week 4. This league is a 5x5 head-to-head category league. It also works for Roto. And we're going to be drafting out of the 3-hole today. So, Matt, take it away.
Yep. Just a heads up to everybody, too. We are not going to have a bench picks just for time concerns. But yeah, so let's get into it. I feel like today's going to be a very interesting, draft just based off of the fact that, normally you don't see too many podcasts come out of the 3-hole. They like to show you the more difficult spots, but I feel like this year it's kind of hard to draft out of the top couple of picks because you're going to, with the scarcity of third base and outfield, you could possibly lose out on, that top end talent in those positions with a very short porch in terms of talent. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, right off the bat, you have Aaron Judge and Trey Turner that went off the board first. So there's plenty of talent, obviously, on the board with only 2 players going. Dom, it's between, for me at least, Ronald Acuna and Jose Ramirez.
I think Acuna's the pick here. Acuna's got 40-40 upside. He's bouncing back from last year. He's banged up. Matt, what was it? The ACL, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I just think, a full year removed from that, he's going to have a monster season. And I think it's a great move. Outfield's thin.
Yes, sir. So let's read off who went. Jose Ramirez, Julio Rodriguez, Corbin Burns, Kyle Tucker, Mookie Betts, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Juan Soto, Yordan Alvarez, Shohei Ohtani, Garrett Cole, Bobby Witt Jr., Freddie Freeman, Sandy Alcantara, Mike Trout, Manny Machado, Freddie Freeman, Rafael Devers, and Bo Bichette.
Fernando Tatis.
Oh, I did say that.
Yeah, but no, you said Freddie Freeman.
Oh.
It's all good. Guys,
morning.
Real quick, I just want to throw out there, Yordan Alvarez is still dealing with that hand issue. If you haven't already heard, he has yet to swing a bat. He's supposed to be swinging a bat sometime this week. Just keep your eyes on Yordan and see how that situation goes. Right now, I'm kind of, moving him down a tiny bit in my rankings until I hear more.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to pick him like close to the turn, like that 11th hole. I'm not really mad at it. It's just it's a dangerous pick. There's still an opportunity for him to get surgery and for him to be completely shut down, and then he'll probably miss a good chunk of the season.
Yeah.
So just know what you're doing when, God forbid, you have to pick him or you want to pick him. All right, now let's talk about our next pick here. So,
yes, sir.
With the scarcity of third base, I think that should be a priority here. In all honesty, here this year on Locked On Fantasy Baseball, we've gone, kind of like bat, and then finally a pitcher because of the depth of pitching this year. So, I think that we can scoop up some scarcity, position where there's scarcity, especially since 4 other third basemen have went in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. This is a tough. It's actually, this is what kind of makes it tough because there's still a lot of talent out there. You have Alonso, Goldie, then Altuve still sitting there. Austin Riley and Arenado are there on the board. There's not, out of all of them, there's not one specifically that I'm like head over heels with. So it does make it a little difficult. If I truly had to pick one, I do like Nolan Arenado a bit, and Austin Riley is very good too. Matt was talking about that scarcity at third base. They're both very, very high end. It's honestly almost a coin flip. Do you take Austin Riley, who's the young gun with a lot of pop in that bat, but Nolan Arenado is going to hit for a better batting average. He might have a little bit more run potential. I'm not 100% sure, Matt. Is there either one of those guys that you like more than the other?
I am finding myself drafting Austin Riley over Nolan Arenado only because we've seen a downtick in home runs for Nolan. I still think he's going to be a 30 to 35 home run guy, but Austin Riley has the upside to go like 35, 40. And with that lineup too around him, and not saying St. Louis is, any tier below them, but I like the Atlanta crew a lot better.
Yeah, so let's take Austin Riley. I have Austin Riley as my number 3 third baseman and Nolan as my number 4. So I guess I do have Riley ranked higher. So that's not a bad move at all here, brother.
Yeah, I think I have him the same. But let's read off who went. So right after Austin Riley, Pete Alonso, Paul Goldschmidt, Jose Altuve, and Jacob deGrom. And our team is looking like Ronald Acuna and Austin Riley.
Yeah, we got the Atlanta Braves thing going on here right now. I guess I should have wore my Braves jersey. But let's get back into this and see what we're going to do here. I mean, Matt Olson has been having a monster spring. Maybe we ride out that Braves thing. Lindor's not a bad pick here. Gets you a little speed. He has a lot of upside in the runs and RBI department, and he also hits for a pretty solid average. I actually do like Francisco Lindor here because he's a pretty high-end shortstop. And after, you have Seager and Simeon, but Simeon's more somebody you want to take at second base. I actually have Francisco Lindor as my number 4 shortstop, so I think that's a pretty solid pick right now.
Yeah, I think I love that, actually. I was staring him down, so let's do it.
There we go.
So after Francisco Lindor, here's that long burn turn. Aaron Nola, Michael Harris, Randy Arozarena, Edwin Diaz, Zach Wheeler, Spencer Strider, Dylan Cease, Marcus Semien, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Nolan Arenado, Shane McClanahan, Brandon Woodruff, Luis Robert, I apologize. Emmanuel Clase, Ozzy Albies, Kyle Schwarber, and Matt Olson. So good. We can't get another Brave here.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, we could always take Spencer Strider.
That's true. Actually, no, he went.
Oh, he went. Yeah. Oh, Lord, he did go. Damn, I had my hopes up for another Brave.
Ah, shucks. So here's the deal. We have 3 bats. I think it may be time to look at starting pitcher here.
Yes, it is. Certainly is.
So let's see here. So Julio Urias is in my top 10. I think he's probably our pick. I know he doesn't have the most upside in terms of strikeout potential, but he's at least a K per 9, if not right under a K per 9. And then to boot, he's safe with the wins and ERA and WHIP. So I think he's probably the safest option and the guy I feel the most comfortable having as my one.
Yeah, Matt, I agree with you here, but I do want to point something out. I've noticed something here. In our past 3 to 4 weeks of, mock draft Mondays, I feel like we've been getting a little bit better pitcher than Julio. I'm going to say that Draft Wizard maybe has adjusted their rankings a little bit, and some of the high-end pitchers are actually coming off the board a little bit more early. So Julio's definitely the pick. I definitely want to go with him. I have Julio ranked as my number 11 starting pitcher, so we still get, a top 12 starting pitcher here, which is, a very good thing. But guys, be aware of that. If that's a trend that's happening where the starting pitchers are starting to move up a little bit, may have to adjust the strategy of going 3 bats and then an arm, because it's just you are playing the risky game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, Urias is my 10, Dom's 12, so he's the end of the tier of top arms of which you feel comfortable leaving the draft with. So I'm kind of okay with this strategy as long as he's going to be there. But if we start seeing as we get closer to the next 2 weeks, and we're seeing them start going in the first top 3 rounds, then like Dom said, bump that up. But right now it's okay. But so all that went after us is JT Realmuto, which is super high, Cedric Mullins, Corey Seager, Carlos Rodon. So The way I'm looking at this right now, we either need an outfielder, and I see about like one I'm like absolutely drooling over, or we get a shortstop or a
Oh
second
well,
baseman.
we did get Lindor already, and
Oh, that's right.
I
Second
will say
baseman.
this. I do see Jazz out there. Jazz is, very, very good. But also, who's there still starting pitching? You got Bieber, you got Castillo. Even a Christian Javier would not be a bad pick right now,
Mm-hmm.
because I kind of do want to make sure I grab another ace, especially since that starting pitcher trend looks like it's starting to,
Yes, sir.
thin out. I would like to have two aces. So if I had to pick one, it would be either Javier or Jazz.
Yep, and you guys are going to find out our pick next. You know, you know, today we have a great sponsor we need to talk about here, and these days every day is a new potential to hire. Potential to hire can feel like a high stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to all the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check into LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster, and for free. It's super easy to create a free job post on LinkedIn. Simple tools like screening questions, making it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience, so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. Small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering qualified hires versus the leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonmlb. That's linkedin.com/lockedonmlb to post your job for free. Terms and conditions may apply. And get on in there, because if you do have a small business, you know how detrimental it is to find somebody good that you can count on every single day. So LinkedIn Jobs is your spot. All right. So let's see who we're gonna pick, guys.
Yeah, let's get back into it.
Yeah, buddy. So we were talking about Jazz, and we were talking about getting an outfielder. So,
Or
I mean,
Christian Javier,
or
man. Come
Christian
on.
Javier.
You ready for getting my boy Javier?
So, I mean, here's my thing though. Like, I mean, Javier is great. There's also Shane Bieber, who I like. There's, Manoa, Gallen. There's quite a few guys that's still on
Yeah.
the board within that tier. But yes, we aren't going to pick for
No,
what?
I think we come back around on the short end here, right?
Nope, we are in the
No.
short end.
Oh, dang. Oh, yeah, we just passed that. Damn.
And I really would prefer to
Oof.
get the scarcity
Yeah,
here in a
yeah,
bat, especially with that. We're going to lose out on probably either an outfielder or a second baseman now for
yeah.
that
Well,
tier.
Jazz is 100% gonna go if we don't take him.
Right. We might be able to sneak out Eloy. So you want to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
Jazz and then
Let's
try.
take Jazz. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
take. And they even moved Andres Jimenez up. It looks like they moved him up a bit there too, because he's the next one after Jazz.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Wow.
like they're catching up to us. We got to stop mock drafting. That's what it is.
Damn, man. Yeah, the draft Wizard had definitely updated their rankings over the past, since we did the last one here, because this is looking very unfamiliar.
Guess what though, Dom? We won the ADP game.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah, we played very well here.
Okay. So let me read this off. Shane Bieber, Alec Manoa, Josh Hader, Dalton Varsho, Aldolis Garcia, Jordan Romano, not Romero cheese. Bryce Harper, still super early. Will Smith, Alex Bregman, Kevin Gosman, Christian Javier, Framil Valdez, Devin Williams, George Springer, Aldi Rutschman, Yu Darvish, Max Fried, Luis Castillo. So two of the names that I like went, but still we have, oh no, three of the names, Christian Javier. But we still have a few other names on the pitching list that I do like that's there. I still think we go and get Eloy, because that is the one scarcity that really just like kind of one position that's really scaring me right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and there's still enough names there at starting pitcher that I would be comfortable with. So let's grab Eloy.
Yeah, and there's only going to be about 4 picks in front of us, so I think we can win this ADP game again, and we did. See,
Yeah,
look,
no
look,
pitchers
look,
go. Nice.
and you look at it right here. We made the right decision because 2 more outfielders went.
Yes, sir.
So Teoscar Hernandez, Starling Marte, O'Neill Cruz, and Ryan Presley. And our team is looking like Ronald Acuna, Austin Riley, Francisco Lindor, Julio Urias, Jazz Chisholm, and Eloy Jimenez. So I think we pretty much have our pick locked in here. If oh no,
Did it freeze on you?
it did, it did.
Oh, there we go. That's always fun.
Yes, and I have good internet here. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh no. Okay, stop playing with me. Okay.
Oh Lord, we are having. It's usually me with the internet and the technical difficulties over here.
It's Draft Wizard. Everybody's just going, and I'm
Yeah.
impatient. I clicked like 75 times.
So
Okay, we're good.
let's talk about what we want to do here. I think we go for a starting pitcher now. There is actually still a lot of ones that I like. It looks like Zac Gallen's falling a little bit, and I think we're getting great value here on Zac Gallen if that is who we take. Because let's see, where do I have Zac Gallen in my rankings? I have Zac Gallen at number 17, and he's still sitting there. What is this, like the 7th or 8th round?
Yeah, and I have him as my 15th, so I'm really happy about
Yeah,
this.
I think we take Zac Gallen and just walk away very happy right now.
Oh, I'm smiling, bro. This is what's up right now.
Yes,
You
sir.
know. All right, let's hope when I switch tabs. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good.
We're
All
good.
right.
There we go.
So right after Zac Gallen, Tristan McKenzie, Corbin Carroll, Xander Bogaerts, Salvador Perez, Tim Anderson, Raciel Iglesias, Jose, I was gonna say Jose, Joe Musgrove, Tommy Edmonds, Wander Franco, Robbie Ray, Dansby Swanson, Kyle Wright, Ryan Hensley, Nathaniel Lowe, Andres Jimenez, Clay Holmes. Wow, he's starting to creep up.
Yeah.
Gunnar Henderson and Brian Reynolds is actually. This is an interesting draft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 relievers have went in the first 8 rounds,
And it looks like that's 4 on one team, right?
which is
Four,
yeah, which
yeah,
is
4 relievers on one team. That's wild.
so with this, you may get this in your home leagues. I don't know. You might have that crazy person that is just, let me just get all the closers, win the category, and just pretty much punt starting pitcher. If you get that, then I mean, there's nothing you can do. Like, you can't compete with this. You're just gonna have to, listen to us throughout the season for who to pick up on who's trending to get saves for the week in and week out. But whatever. Let's just
Real
keep
quick,
rolling.
man. I want to chime in on what you said because we had, I don't know if you remember our big money home league last year. We had one of our friends, shout out to my boy Andrew. He took Josh Hader, Liam Hendricks, and Ryan Presley, and he actually dominated the whole league all year long in the saves category. And listen, I'm one or the other. Either you're going to go hard in that saves category and do something like that, or you just absolutely wait and get some, decent guys a little bit later on. Here is a very tough decision, though, where we could always use another outfielder. I think we filled all of the major positions already, Matt. Right? We have first, second, short, and third.
We don't have a first.
Oh, we did not take a first baseman yet. Is Vinny P still there?
Yes, he is.
Is Vinny P the Italian breakfast going already doing his Italian breakfast type things in the World Baseball Classic? If you haven't been watching,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's I think Vinny P is the move. I think that's who we take.
All right, sounds good. Let's Vinny P this up, and then Dom.
Yeah, my brother.
I think we should let the viewers know about somebody else in here, and we'll finish this draft after that.
Yes, sir. So if you're like me, you have a full-time job and you like to hit the gym sometimes, you need a quick snack that isn't high on calories, then you've got to try Built Bar. I don't know how Built Bar does it, but these bars taste delicious while maintaining amazing macros. And what's even better is that they are healthy for you. They're only 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein. Guys, even if you're not hitting the gym, protein is very important to get into your diet. And if you want to sneak that protein in with a nice, tasty, delicious Built Bar, it's the way to go. They also become in unbelievably delicious flavors like cookies and cream, double chocolate, or coconut puff. And guess what? Now you don't even have to wait around to get some Built Bars because for years we've been talking about only being able to get your Built Bars at Built.com, but Built Bar has expanded, and now you only have to walk down the block to your local Walmart or Sam's Club, and you can grab you a box or 2 or 3. Guys, you got to try Built Bar. I've been telling you for weeks, months at this point, and once again, it's on you if you haven't tried them. I snack on Built Bars all the time, and they are absolutely delicious. So let's get back into this draft. We took the Italian breakfast, and it looks like it was a good move because after that, Jose Abreu comes off the board, Byron Buxton, Max Muncy, and Felix Bautista. Max Muncy plays as eligible at first base. Jose Abreu's only eligible at first base. So it looks like we made a good move. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a weird draft. I'm just looking at these teams where like Nathaniel Lowe went before Abreu and Vinny. It's an interesting draft so far. You might have this scenario in your leagues. So yeah. So here's the thing: we have two pitchers. Almost all the closers have gone. Do we play the game and get it, or we just call it a day?
Who's even is Duran left at closer? Because I think that's one of the only guys left that I would really want to grab before it gets too late.
Well, Duran's there.
Kenley Jansen's still there.
Yeah,
that's actually great value. I'm going to be honest.
The only problem I have
Jansen.
is Boston. The only problem I have is he's on Boston now. It's not
but
like he's on the Dodgers or anything.
I always look at it like this. Boston's going to win games. There may not be a lot of games, but I feel like the games that they win will be fairly close because they're not a great team. It's not like they're going to go out there and blow anybody out. So I still think Jansen's a safe bet for 25, 30 saves. And it's not like he has anybody in that Red Sox, bullpen that's going to take any saves away from him.
Fair enough.
might as well grab a fairly elite. I have yet to really lock in and do my relief pitcher rankings, which I'm going to have to do probably sometime this week.
Yeah.
So, but I think Kenley is going to be within my top 8, I would say. And how many have went off the board before him? 12 or probably even more than that?
11.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. So let's read this off now. Willie Adames, Carlos Correa, Giancarlo Stanton, Wilson Contreras, Blake Snell, Clayton Kershaw, Tyler Glasnow, Camilo Duvall, Logan Webb. Wow. Giant back-to-back. Stephen Kwan, Tyler O'Neill, Trevor Story, Nestor Cortez, Chris Bryant, MJ Melendez, Liam Hendricks, Alejandro Kirk, and Rhys Hoskins.
Damn, that hurts. Those last few picks hurt.
Yes, it does. So here's the deal. I think desperately we need a pitcher and we need a outfielder. So let me read off our team before we talk about our next pick. So our team right now is looking like Ronald Acuna, Austin Riley, Francisco Lindor, Julio Urias, Jazz Chisholm, Eloy Jimenez, Zac Gallen, Vinny Pasquantino, the Italian breakfast himself, and Kenley Jansen. Apologize. So yeah. So we can go one of two ways here. Once this thing works, when I click it, boom. There is a few. By few, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, right
guys
now
that I feel comfortable with.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at that starting pitcher rankings, and there's still a few guys that are like around my top 30 that are sitting there. So I think we grab one of them. Outfield at this point. Oh, Matt, your boy's actually there. Your boy Castellanos is still sitting there too.
Yeah, Cassie's there, but I think we need to scoop up somebody that has the stolen base upside.
Okay, that's true as well.
Because I'm looking at our team, and based off of we do have Ronald Acuna, and we have actually I forgot about this.
We have Lindor.
Never mind.
Jazz. Yeah, we're stacked. We're kind of stacked with steals. So
I didn't even realize.
I like Luis Severino, man. I know he's had a little bit of a rough spring, but I kind of have him pretty high. Let's see where I have my rankings up right here. I have Luis Severino at 24 at my starting pitcher rankings. So maybe a little high. Maybe I'm a little bit of a homer, but I think Luis Severino has that potential this year to go 180 innings, 200 strikeouts, a low 3 ERA, a solid whip. He's on the Yankees, so he's going to win a lot of games. That's just where I'm at, Matt.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I think that we could probably play this ADP game. I have Severino ranked the highest out of all these names here. Yeah, I'm good with that. I don't have Sevy too far off actually from what you're talking about, because I have Sevy at 27.
Oh, we're right there.
And then I have Gilly at 30. So I'm good with Sevy. Let's just do that. And plus he's our pitcher 3.
Yeah, I think that's a solid move.
Yeah. So only 4 picks are going to be in front of us right now. So this is the beauty of it right now with having this pick. Then you had Logan Gilbert went, Sean Murphy, Hunter Green, Gleyber Torres. Interesting.
So grabbing the starting pitcher there was the good move. I think now we can go back and we can look at outfield and see what's still floating around there.
Right. And I mean, Cassie's a good pick. I'm also staring down Taylor Ward.
Ooh, yeah, let me see who I'm pretty sure I have Castellanos higher.
I do
but
too.
I will double check that right now. So you want to laugh? I have Castellanos at 24 and I have Taylor Ward at 26. So they're super, super close. But I think Castellanos with the bounce back potential, could be a 30 bomb guy, 100 RBIs, good amount of runs, and the batting average. He's like, what's his career batting average, Matthew? Let's see if we can.
I can get that.
I can pull that up.
Hold on.
Let's check that out. Because he was always solid in Detroit. He always had a solid batting average. He went to the Reds. He had a solid batting average there. He's a career 276 batting average guy. So I think it could bounce back a lot closer to that. I think Nick Castellanos was a solid pick at this point in the draft.
Yeah, I'm good with that. It's funny though. We always end up grabbing Nick and never Taylor Ward. It's Nick is just such a great value going this late in the draft because last year he was being drafted in the top like 4 rounds.
That's
so
true.
It's interesting. All right, let me read off who went in this long list of names. I don't think we're going to pick from the high end anymore because I'm tired of reading 50 names in between. All right, so Nick Castellanos went, and then Christian Yelich, Christian Walker, David Bender, George Kirby, Lance Lynn, Jake McCarthy, Chris Bassett, Anthony Santander Bank, Jake Cronenworth, Luis Arias, CJ Crone, Taylor Ward, Jeremy Pena, Chris Sale, Ahmed Rosario, Joe Ryan, and Jorge Poblanco. Sorry, I can't speak today. And Seiya Suzuki. I do want to comment that I actually kind of like that Chris Sale pick. He's been rising on me a little bit because he's been looking really good in spring. And I think now it's kind of one of those things where if he keeps doing what he's doing in spring training, I'm going to treat him more like Clayton Kershaw. I'm not going to draft him like uber high, but as like your pitcher 4, I'm kind of okay with it, So like I don't think that's a terrible pick, funny enough. But, enough about that. Let me read off our team once again. So Ronald Acuna, Austin Riley, Francisco Lindor, Julio Urias, Jazz Chisholm, Eloy Jimenez, Zac Gallen, Vinny Pasquantino, Kenley Jansen, Luis Severino, and Nick Castellanos. So,
yeah, brother, I'm loving our team so far. I think we're in the market for possibly another starting pitcher. But if Johan Duran's there, I do like him as a closer because a lot of closers did go off the board.
Yeah,
already.
yo. Boom.
I think that's the move.
Dude, you know what? I got to say, like, we kind of, like I said, this was going to be challenging, but this was a little too easy so far.
I'll tell you this. I love the team. I think this is probably one of our better mock draft teams so far. I think we need to hit starting pitcher hard, though, because we kind of filled out all of our positions pretty well already.
Yeah.
And
let's start going for depth. Let's start showing the people what we're really good at here.
I think the next couple of picks here are definitely going to be critical that we get us some more good starting pitching. Starting pitching's so deep, though, that there's still a bunch left. I see Freddie Peralta there. Freddie Peralta is another guy that's having a great spring so far. I think if he stays healthy, he has top 20 pitcher upside like he showed us a few years back. And I think he's in a tier of his own as far as everybody else, all the other names that I see there. Let me see. Where do I have Freddie Peralta? I have him pretty high, I'm going to say.
As do I.
I have Freddie Peralta at 25. So, I mean, I had him one rank right behind Luis Severino. So, I think Freddie Peralta might be the move.
All right, I have him at 34, but he is the highest guy that I have seen that is here. So I'm all about it. Freddie Peralta is our pitcher 4. How you doing?
I think that's a great move.
Yeah, like you can't beat that value right now. And even if he does, take his typical IL stint, I mean, it's not the end of the world because he's our pitcher 4. Sorry about my screaming baby in the back, everybody. This is dad life here. But let's try and ignore that. Oh, so. She probably was told no. So let's move on here.
That's how it is. I miss my little pal Maggie. She is the best.
She's chilling in the background, everybody. But so let's read off who went here. So right after Freddie Peralta, Lucas Giolito, Dustin May, Brandon Nimmo, Daniel Bard, Ty France, Mitch Haniger, Yohane Suarez, or I'm gonna just butcher that. It's fine. Scott Barlow, Josh Bell, Pablo Lopez, Alexis Diaz, Matt Chapman, Whit Merrifield, Charlie Morton, Jesus Luzardo, Andres Muniz, like Frankie Muniz, Kodai Senga, and Brandon Lowe. Man, I got the one hitters today, man. How you doing? So we had the quick turn. We can pick another pitcher, or we can go for a catcher or our first. And go for the real depth, and go for.
Who's there a catcher? Who's there a catcher? I would love to see. Oh my God!
William Contreras.
Boy, bro. Let's take William Contreras.
Well, here's the thing, though. Do you want to play the ADP game?
Brother.
You want to play the ADP game?
Are we on the short end right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I will say this. There's another guy I was looking at, and this is what Matt and I do now. So I kind of have to give out all my little sneaky guys, and I still feel like this guy's still pretty sneaky, and it's Jeffrey Springs.
I
If you
know.
guys
I was
haven't
staring at him
been,
down, bro.
yeah, if you guys haven't been tuned into spring training, I watched his while I was at work the other day. We had the MLB channel on in our break room, and Jeffrey Springs was out there dominating. Let me read you off what Jeffrey Springs is doing so far in spring training. 2 starts, 5 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. The guy is absolutely tearing it up. Jeffrey Springs had a breakout year last year. Let me read you off what he did real quick. 29 years old, Jeffrey Springs got a shot in the lineup for the starting rotation for the first time. 9 wins, 5 losses, 2.46 ERA, 25 starts, 33 games overall, 135 innings, 144 Ks, and a 107 WHIP. I think he just keeps that going. And man, this Jeffrey Springs is going to be absolutely great.
Yeah, no, I'm right on the same page. I think we just hit Jeffrey Springs. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if we
hope
win
William
this.
Contreras, did he stick around?
We'll see. We did.
Yeah, we won. There we go.
Won.
Now I just take William Contreras and we walk away happy here.
Yep. So we got Hunter Renfroe, Pete Fairbanks, Paul Sewall, Jordan Montgomery. So yeah, that's a no-brainer for us. So William Contreras.
My boy,
Boom.
Big Willie. I think he has a breakout year as the full-time catcher there in Milwaukee. I actually have him ranked super high as my number 6 catcher, and we've been getting great deals all day. Listen, if Draft Wizard does not like this team, I'm going to freak out because I love this team.
It's funny though, like when you have your own rankings, and this is even if like you take anybody's rankings, because this is what I did for years, where I would create my own rankings and then form my own opinions based off of what everybody says. So like you can't really get too upset if if Fantasy Pros or whatever this is doesn't like your team. If you like your team based off of your rankings and how you feel, then hey, you had a good draft. And then you find out 3 weeks into the season whether you were right or wrong. So it is what it is. I don't really get bogged down by it. But sure, if they don't like it, they're idiots. Oh,
Matt, you hit the nail. You hit the nail on the head. I'm just going to say one thing real quick. My saying is this, and I say it after every draft. I said, look at that draft board, or if you do it online, go look at the draft results and just say goodbye, because the team that you and everybody else drafted will look completely different by week 4. Because everyone's going to be dropping the guys that didn't do anything. They're going to be picking up the hot hands. And if you're good at playing that waiver wire and knowing when to make those moves, your team's going to look completely different than the team you drafted. So a draft wizard saying that you got an F on your draft means absolutely nothing at the end of the day.
Yep. All right. Let's speed these next couple rounds up between you and I.
Yes, sir.
So let's see here. So we pretty much we just need to fill out our starting pitcher and get a utilities.
Couple utilities.
Let's see what's out there real quick here.
Is Vaughn Grissom there? Vaughn? My boy Vaughn?
Vaughn's,
who's also continuing this hot spring training.
Yes, we called him.
Let me see if I could grab his spring training stats real quick. Should take me 2 seconds here.
Sure.
My internet's actually being fantastic today, which I'm very thankful for.
You stole mine. That's what it is. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. We traded. So Vaughn Grissom still hitting pretty well. 8 games of spring training, 21 at-bats, 6 hits, a double, 5 RBIs, a steal. He's only struck out twice. He's walked once, and he's hitting .286. It looks like he's in position to, take that starting job there with the Braves, and I think the kid is just going to be an absolute monster.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about Vaughn Grissom, but I think we can play this this ADP game. There's a couple names I like here. There's Riley Green too. There's Oscar Gonzalez, Lars Nootbaar.
Yeah.
Those are just the bats. Then there's arms, right? So, the
meter's running. Meter's running. He's been on fire too.
Yeah, the meter is running on him. Edward Cabrera. There is Flaherty, but who's
looked good too. He's looked good in spring training as well.
Right, but I don't know if I feel comfortable picking him now. And then there's Michael Kopech, definitely sitting down here for sure.
Oh yeah, he's the late sneaky. Hunter Brown too. I know Hunter Brown's actually looked bad so far this spring training, but I think he's a young kid just trying to work on some things, figure some things out. He's got that 5th spot locked up in the Astros rotation because of McCullers' injury.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, they may not have him ranked high, but ADP dictates that he's been going higher. So Kopech is somebody that I'm staring down too. But I mean, here's the thing, also too, Vaughn Grissom. has been moving up the
Von
draft
Grissom's at the
boards.
top. Yeah, if you look at the overall there, Von
Yeah.
Grissom is pretty high. So if it was just me, I would take Von
All
Grissom.
right, we're gonna do it because I didn't realize he's flying up them draft boards now.
Yeah, he is. I think we've single-handedly pushed him up the draft boards.
I think he's doing it with his performance, but
yeah, that too.
So here's the thing: we have to get a starting pitcher now.
Let's take that. We could take Steady Eddie, or I like Demeter. Demeter's running is moving up. I mean, I don't know if it's the nickname or what it is.
It is the nickname.
Yeah, but Eddie Cabrera is very, very young, talented kid. He gets to learn from Sandy Alcantara and Luzardo and Trevor Rogers and that wonderful pitching staff over there in Miami. So he is somebody I'm very high on.
The only thing about Edwin Cabrera is that he does have a little bit of a phalanges issue. He's like he's sitting on the line and with us having Peralta. I feel like if anything, I like the meters running just because of that. So I think we just go with Demeters.
Okay.
You know, we haven't picked him yet, but we have a great nickname, so we might as well get on board.
Yeah, guys. If you don't know, if you're new here, Matt called Reed Detmers. He's like, oh, Reed Demeters. And then I forget which one of us it was, but like Demeter's running, and then
that was all me. I'm the clever one.
It kind of just caught on, and you know, it's been a little ongoing tradition over here for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So you know, for all those people that hate when people pronounce names wrong, I'm doing it on purpose. I know it's Detmers, but I'm gonna be calling him Demeters.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So right after Demeters running, Alex Cobb, Merrill Kelly, Brandon Drury, Jose Leclerc, Ross Stripling, Javier Baez, Cal Raleigh. Wow, see. Sometimes I just mess up on by accident because I can't read. Evan Phillips, great value right there.
That's a good pick.
Kerbert Ruiz, Kendall Graveman, Jorge Lopez, Aaron Ashby, Theo Estrada, Aroldis Chapman. He's not going to be a closer this year. He's going to be a middle relief, so that's a terrible pick. Andrew Heaney, Edward Cabrera, Alex Lange, another great pick. Sir Anthony Dominguez. So we're back on the clock. Our team is looking like the following. Ronald Acuna, Austin Riley, Francisco Lindor, Julio Urias, Jazz Chisholm, Eloy Jimenez, Zac Gallen, Vinny Pasquantino, Kenley Jansen, Luis Severino, Nick Castellanos, Yohan Duran, Freddie Peralta, Jeffrey Springs, William Contreras, Von Grissom, and Demeter is running. So let's see who's left here.
Yeah, I think we need one more pitcher and one more bat. You know, it could go either way here depending on, you know, how we're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
All of the closers are technically gone. They really left us, you know, nothing here at this point. So I think we grab another starter and another utility before we wrap things up.
Yeah, I'm thinking, it's funny enough, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm actually thinking the Newt Bar.
No. Why would you? I love Lars Nootbaar. He's been moving up my draft board all off season. I don't even know how he's doing so far in spring training, but we could always
killing it. He is.
He's one guy that I haven't really looked up his spring training stats yet. But let's take a little sneak peek. Actually, he's struggling a little bit. He's only played 2 games, 5 at bats, 1 run, 1 hit, which was a double, 1 RBI, no walks, 2 strikeouts, hitting .200. So I'm sure he's going to play a little bit more. I'm not sure why he's only played 2 games. Oh, you know why he's only played 2 games? Because he's playing for Japan in the World Baseball Classic.
That's what I was going to say. He's having a great WBC.
Yeah.
So like that's where I'm saying like I'm really liking him. So like to be honest, like my 3 guys are right here. It's Riley Green, Oscar Gonzalez.
I love all 3 of them. I've been moving Riley Green up. Riley Green is somebody who I know for a fact is having a monster spring training so far. Can't go wrong with any of them, to be honest. I would be okay with any 3 of those guys on my team.
Yeah, so I guess let's go with the Newt. That's my gut. That's who's calling out to me.
Let's go for it.
All right. So we were on the short turn, so this is great. We're in the last round here. So Lance McCullers, terrible pick. Hunter Brown, sneaky pick. Kyle Finnegan and Tyler Anderson. So Dom, you know who hasn't gone yet? Yep.
Michael Kopech.
See, this is where Dom and I have just been friends for too long. And it's just it's so easy to read each other's minds with this one. So this is a no-brainer, Michael Kopech.
Kopech is somebody that I actually one of my keepers. Oh, see, look, we get our best grade yet. We got ourselves a little B- here from Draft Wizard. This one, picking from the 3 hole actually seemed very, very fun. We did a great job here, and I love Michael Kopech. What I was going to say is that he was somebody that I kept last year in one of my big money keeper leagues, and it didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to, but I still think Kopech has that big breakout year in him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Kopech is great. This is why we keep drafting him at the end of every draft. He is rising, which is crazy. We kind of reached just a tad. If we were doing benches, I probably would have picked somebody else and then Kopech, but he's been getting snagged recently, and he falls. You find him being somebody's pitcher 7, and in this draft he would be.
Yeah,
So that's what he is.
one of the best values of fantasy baseball draft season. But guys, that is all for today. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Check out our website if you haven't already. Our website has Matt and I's rankings. It has a little bit about us. You get access to all of our episodes there. Also, thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. After you make us your first listen, go check out Locked On Astros. We were on their podcast, a few days ago. It's out on all podcasting apps, and it's on YouTube as well. Go check them out. Tell them that we sent you, and just listen to their podcast. Even if you're not an Astros fan, they give great information. Stay tuned for tomorrow where we continue our outfielder rankings episodes. And until then, see you.
Peace.